Yeah, so as I said, we've just done a big study on this. So it was quite interesting. So we looked at it from two angles. We looked at it from a new EV buyer and a used EV buyer. So we just asked a question to a consumer: when you're about to buy your next car, what are you considering? And don't forget, our site is predominantly people who are in the market to buy now. So it's sort of real-time data. And it was just really interesting. So when we first asked the question, would you be interested in buying an EV, a hybrid or petrol? Only 8% came back and said they would consider an EV, and 44% said they would consider a hybrid. And we'll talk about that maybe a bit later. Of that 8% that considered buying an EV, we actually see that translate into 4% of demand on our website. So actually it's around 4 or 5% demand for EVs that we're seeing through our platform. And then when we asked the next question about whether it be new or used, 83% said they would only buy a new EV, and therefore only 17% would consider buying a used EV. And we should talk about the issues that will cause in the industry if there's no demand for used EVs. If we look at the three reasons why consumers don't want to buy an EV, a new EV at the moment, well, one is price. And my gentleman to the left here is going to tell me that price is coming down and new vehicles are entering the market, which is absolutely true. But as it stands at the moment, price is still a major issue for when someone wants to transition to a new vehicle. The second one is range anxiety. And I know that we're getting better and better in terms of battery technology, but it's still a real issue that people are concerned about range anxiety. And the third one I think is really interesting is around just the speed of technology advancements. So, when I buy an EV, when is this model going to be updated? And that's a real issue for consumers. And I kind of, if you think about if you just bought a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser 5.7 VXR top of the range, and you're at the traffic lights, and suddenly 6 months later, the new Toyota Land Cruiser 6.2 that's even faster with an even bigger screen turns up. And the good news is that consumers paid the same amount you did 6 months ago. You're not going to feel pretty good about your purchase. And I think there are some of the issues around the EV market because technology is advancing so quickly that people are concerned about, that their car's going to be old the day they drive it off the forecourt. If we quickly just flip it to the used market and why consumers are concerned about the used, number one is actually the lifetime of the battery. That's the main issue around the used market. And I think that is a real concern because, from a used car perspective, on average, a consumer would expect to spend around $1,200 a year maintaining their car. If an EV battery goes, even though there are warranties to protect, but if a battery goes, that can range from $5,000 a year to up to $20,000 a year to change a battery. So that's a real issue for a consumer to think about the health of the battery. The second thing is price, which is the same as the first, and the third one is around technology advancement. I think there's some real issues there I think to consider. And before I hand over, I think, on the used side, I think it's just worth reminding that, used EVs are the fastest depreciating vehicles available in the marketplace. They take the longest amount of time to sell. So from a car dealer's point of view, their risk of handling these cars that will take a while to sell and will depreciate is real. So the whole infrastructure needs to work on EVs. It can't just be about pumping in new cars at the top. We need a really good quality used car market for EVs as well to ensure the whole ecosystem can work for car retailing.